Okay, everybody, my name is Lowell, and welcome to the channel. So the reaction video we're going to do today is 5 reasons why it's better to live in England than Australia. So this should be very interesting. This is from the YouTube channel, Those Two Brits. So let's jump in. Let's have a look at this one, shall we?
Hi, we're Joel and Leah, and today's video is all about reasons why living in the UK is apparently
He looks very familiar. I don't know if I know him from somewhere else. I
better
don't
than
know.
living in Australia.
Okay.
So you guys know we love chatting about Australia as well. We love doing an Australian accent.
We absolutely love it. In fact, we could probably do this whole video in an Australian accent.
Why don't we
Please don't, because that's not an Australian accent at all.
make it more fun?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's see how long. Let's see how long it lasts.
So this is from the Metro, which is a newspaper here in the UK. And they've put together these things, so they're not our views, they're Metro's views.
These are the views of the Metro, so if you
Yes.
get offended, you can tweet them.
Yes,
She sounds New Zealander. She doesn't sound anything like Australia.
not us, thank you. So the first reason why England is better than Australia, apparently, is the fact that we don't have killer animals.
Killer animals. Okay, I'm gonna have to come out of it now, just so I can be myself.
Yeah.
But killer animals. So, for instance, in Australia, apparently they've got.
In terms of snakes, this says that 21 out of the 25 most dangerous snakes are in Australia.
That's crazy.
That's true, obviously. But the thing is, there's so few and far between. You know, you probably rarely actually see a snake. If you do, it's mainly carpet snake, something like that. And if you do, unfortunately, come up against one of the bad ones, they usually, you know, you just call out a snake catcher and whatever else. Unless, obviously, it's a situation you can't get out of. But you just got to be wary, you know. Don't pick up rubbish in the yard without checking and stuff like that. You know, you second nature, really, after a while.
That's insane.
Whereas in the UK, for instance, I was going on a walk the other day and there was a sign and it said, "Beware of the rare sand lizard that exists on this walk." And
Probably so you don't step on it and kill it accidentally.
I was like joking around with my friend, be like, "The rare sand lizard," because it's just like, of course, that's like the worst we've got here, is some sort of rare sand.
There's adders in the UK as well. They do have snakes in the UK.
Lizard.
Well, because we don't have venomous snakes, or if we, I'm sure someone will be like, "Yes, you do," but like they won't be killer snakes. We don't have killer spiders.
No.
If they do, it's come over on a pack of bananas and it's sold in Waitrose, and it's come from a foreign country.
Do you remember that scandal?
Yeah.
That was crazy. It made like national news that a banana, like a pack of bananas, was carrying some like deadly spider egg or something.
Something like that.
That was shocking.
But we just don't get them. We don't also get, like, I don't know if these are in Australia, like grizzly bears. They're in America. We don't get.
See, obviously I live in Australia. You know, we have spiders, snakes, whatever else, fish that kill you, whatever, plants that will kill you. But grizzly bears and mountain lions, that terrify me. Nope. You know, if you're camping in Australia, you just got to watch the snakes, make sure your tent is zipped up, whatever else. But waking up to a grizzly bear or a brown bear or something in your tent, nah.
Grizzly bears in the UK.
No.
We don't get sharks, great white sharks in our waters.
Oh,
Do
we
they have
get them.
crocodiles as well?
Yep.
Yeah,
in
they have
Australia?
crocodiles. And then in America have alligators, slightly different, but both killers.
And just the idea of these potentially being on your doorstep or nearby, it's just something that would never ever happen in the UK. I think the worst thing I've ever found is a daddy long legs.
Yeah.
It's a really thin spider, completely harmless. They're kind of a fly / spider. They're the most pathetic.
We get daddy long legs here, which aren't the flies. They're actual spiders here in Australia. Harmless,
spider of all,
though.
aren't they?
They are. They're ones that I wouldn't really mind holding, but any thicker spider, no way.
But I've never actually seen a really thick, hairy spider in my bedroom or anything like that.
No, they don't really exist. So I think for that reason, I agree. That's what would scare me if I moved to Australia.
Yeah.
I'd be worried. Apparently, you have to check your shoes before you put them on in case over
That you do definitely have to check your shoes for sure.
night, like a spider has gone inside. Like all those, it's a lifestyle change.
Sometimes you see that the snake catchers websites, and you can go and have a look, and they'll have a snake inside your shoe. So sometimes, sometimes you definitely have to check your shoe for
It
sure.
is a lifestyle change, and I
Yeah.
just can't imagine living that way.
No, living in fear.
We live in complete ignorance. We're just like, oh, of course there's no spiders in my shoes.
No,
They're by the front door where I
Yeah.
left them.
I know.
Crazy.
Ridiculous.
Anyway.
So that's a legit one. The next one says that everything in Australia is so far apart, which I guess could apply to America as well.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
US, everything's so far apart. It's
What's bigger, the US or Australia?
The US.
I reckon
Australia.
Australia.
No.
I think they're about 30%
US.
bigger
Should
or
I
something.
Google it?
I
Or
reckon
USA?
US is going to be smaller, but Australia's going to be more spread out.
Okay.
What
So
do you
yeah,
think?
it says United States is 1.3 times
Yeah.
bigger than Australia.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's 27% larger than Australia.
Yeah.
In Australia,
But the thing is, in America, obviously much more population. I think they got 14 times the amount of population, and then obviously more towns. So we're very much on the outskirts of the coastline. If you look at Australia, there's nothing in between. Obviously, the outback and stuff like that. I think we got 7 deserts in Australia or something like that. So yeah, we're all living on the coast here in Australia. So it is very spaced out for sure.
you've got more like land where you literally can't live, like desert
Yeah.
land that's so hot.
No
The old
water,
outback.
no nothing, no
Yeah.
electricity there. Just, what do you even call that? Just dead land.
What do they call
Outback?
it? Outback?
The
Yep.
outback, the
Is that what they call
Australian
it?
outback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be what it is.
But yeah, everything's so close in the UK, but we think it's far apart.
I know.
Because the UK is tiny, tiny, tiny.
No, like even just today, driving here,
Yeah.
45 minutes.
And you're like,
Wow. People are just like, I drive 45 minutes for a coffee.
I know
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That
We're
is
very
shocking.
spoiled.
I know.
But our country is tiny.
It means you can't take your coffee home. If you drive
Yeah.
45 minutes for a Starbucks, it means
cold.
you drink it in your car.
You would not drive 45 minutes for a Starbucks. Please do not drive 45 minutes for a Starbucks. That is rubbish coffee.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's how some people roll. But
Yeah.
it's just so different here. We're tiny. We
Yeah.
think we're a massive country.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that apparently the way maps are made, makes the UK look bigger than what it is. Like the scaling of
Really?
it is wrong. Yeah, it's to do with like how the UK like colonized loads of places and made out that we're bigger than what we are. And real-time maps are being actually drawn out now
Yeah.
that are more to scale, and it
Wow.
just shows just how tiny we truly are as in the UK.
That's why it's crazy that the UK even had like a British Empire, because it's like, but we're such a small country, so how
Yeah.
did you get control of?
Yeah, but the country doesn't reflect on how good your army is. So that's the difference.
Massive countries like India,
Yeah.
or like I don't know what other
What are
countries
the
are in the
other
empire.
colony? We don't know. Our
We're
history
really
is terrible.
bad.
But the fact that they made themselves look way bigger is hysterical.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see these new maps when they get published.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I know. There's loads of problems
There's a
with them.
documentary in that.
Oh, there really is.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I'd watch it too.
The next one is football. So it says
Right.
about Australians. So they
Football?
are pretty good at rugby and cricket when they're not cheating, but
Yeah.
they can.
What was this 4 years ago? Okay, so Australia did get caught for cheating, sending up the ball, but that was one match. Come on.
And heck rival us.
Oh, Deliveroo notification.
is it here?
Sorry, guys. One
Sorry,
sec.
lunch.
Updated arrival.
Oh no.
Longer. It's all right, guys. Nando's is preparing our order. It's not even out for delivery yet. Okay, that's fine. So you were
Oh
saying
yeah. Football.
football.
So this is saying that even though Aussies are pretty good at rugby and cricket,
Yeah.
and it says, well, when they're not cheating, so maybe Aussies are known as cheaters.
No.
That blows my mind, because I thought the country that was renowned for cheating in sports was Russia, like they did in the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
And they've done all the lab stuff with their athletes, getting them on all the drugs,
Yeah.
passing all the tests. But Aussies don't cross my
No.
mind as like cheat.
No, I think they're
We're not cheats. I don't know who wrote that, whatever he's looking at, but no.
probably honest.
Yeah, it's just, how could you not trust someone that speaks like this?
I know. They sound
What, from New Zealand?
so trustworthy.
trustworthy.
So I don't know why that's the case. But we don't know anything about football. Apparently, Aussies are really good at football.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know
What football? Because we have 3 different types of football in Australia.
why that's a point.
No,
but
me neither. So
I get it.
apparently football in the UK is a reason to be here. Over,
Well, 4 if you
over
count soccer.
Australia.
Mm,
Seems like a bit of a random one, but maybe it's to do with like the culture that goes around football.
Yeah.
The kind of like football's like,
Football? That's a weird subject to bring up because we have Aussie rules, we have rugby, rugby league, rugby union, soccer, obviously. I don't. Yeah, that's weird
Religion.
conversation.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
understand that.
It's true. Whereas in Australia, you only really hear of Australians being really like
Passionate.
about rugby and cricket.
Yeah, cricket. I can see the cricket right now.
Yeah.
Rugby
I can see
league.
it with my
I can see it
eyes.
with my own
My
AFL.
in my mind's eye.
So apparently, cash withdrawals in Australia, they
Okay.
pretty much always charge you for withdrawals, but in the
That
UK, they don't.
Is so sad.
Yeah.
Is that a way to try and make them a cashless society and to try and encourage people to have like a digital footprint of all their transactions?
That's ATMs will charge you for withdrawal. I don't know. I haven't used an ATM in God knows however many years, a decade maybe. I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure they still charge it. I'm not too sure if supermarkets will charge. I don't think supermarkets charge you for if you get cash. Yeah, if you pay for something by card and you ask for extra cash, I don't think they charge you, but definitely at the ATM they do.
Because if you think about it, every time you're withdrawing cash, there's no like track really of what you're spending your money
Yeah,
on
that's true.
ever.
Yeah, no one can.
No one
monitor
knows
it.
what you're doing.
That's true. Maybe it's all a conspiracy by the government.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because
Who
if
knows?
everything's card, I'm not throwing any shade on China, but with everything being on WeChat,
Yeah.
WeChat's like your chat service, it's your Facebook, it's your Instagram, it's your
On WeChat? What the hell is WeChat?
Twitter. It's also how you pay for things.
Wow.
It's everything. It even
Yeah.
unlocks bikes in the street, and everything's got like a digital footprint. But if you're someone who's constantly taking cash out of the machine, I'm not saying you're doing dirty things, like suspicious things, but you can just go undercover.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you know what? That's one of the positives, one of the few positives to come out of this whole coronavirus thing.
What?
Is that everywhere has been forced to take card payments.
Yeah.
Even ice cream vans. That
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't have cash. And I'm like, oh, no, they're not allowed to accept cash. They have to be
Beep.
now. So they've all bought the little card machines.
That's good.
So now that's quite a good thing.
Yeah, for us, like often not carrying cash, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Australia.
I kind of feel there's more and more cash places now these days. It did go that way for a little while in the lockdown and stuff, cashless society. But there's a lot of, especially with all the problem with computers and stuff lately, everything going down. There's a lot more places taking cash now, I think,
Australia
as
that
well.
you can't get
No.
your cash out at the machine, but
The only place in the UK that charge you for getting cash out are like in bars,
Corner shops.
where they've got their own little machine that they've bought. That
And they have to
charges
pay
you.
for, yeah.
I don't think I've ever. I can't remember the last time I even saw anybody use a cash machine, the ATM. I can't remember. I don't think that's a major thing anymore, using ATMs. I think they're actually closing most of them down.
But that's it.
That's
well.
it, really,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is. The next one is takeaways. So apparently the Australian food industry hasn't quite mastered the takeaway unless you're going for a Domino's.
Who the hell? What the hell are they talking about? Takeaways? I don't know what they're talking about. But takeaways here work just as well as they do in the UK. Probably even better than the UK. I have no idea what they're talking about. What are you
That blows
talking
my
about?
mind.
Yeah, because Aussie food is like really
Huh?
good. I've been to some Australian restaurants in London.
Oh, really?
And it's like really cool food.
I've never been.
What are you talking
What's the
about?
vibe? Is
It's
it
just
barbecue?
very good. It's sort of like barbecue-y and just like meat and just like almost like a bit meze-ish.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Very nice.
I'm blown away that, according to Metro, they haven't quite mastered takeaways.
Huh? I think Metro needs to have a big look at itself. I have no idea what it's talking about.
Yeah.
That
How
is
can you not
rubbish.
master a takeaway.
I know. Surely it's. I mean, we shouldn't believe everything Metro publish because
No.
they're not known for their reliability.
No.
But this is what
Shame.
the article says. So
Yeah.
I mean,
and maybe also because it was probably written by a Brit, they're
Mm.
just comparing the sort of like iconic British takeaways that we've got. British takeaways even have a British Takeaway Awards
Yeah.
hosted by Just Eat.
We have them as well. We have takeaway awards as well. I don't know what they're talking about. Takeaway here is alive and well. I have no idea. I'm going to refute that one. That is total rubbish.
We went to that.
Joel and Leah went to that
If
British
we can
Takeaway
find a
Awards.
picture of that, we will.
Yeah, it was
It was
great.
so much fun. But that's celebrating like the nation's best takeaways. But
Yeah.
that's just a real British thing.
God, we even have the best pies in Australia award. You know, the best takeaways, the best bread roll. You know, we have a lot of food awards. I don't know what they're talking about. I think he should clicky clack on that computer and Google some stuff, I think, at the same time.
Thing, a takeaway. Friday night, takeaway, on the sofa, watching TV, or a Saturday. Saturday night takeaway.
Oh yeah, that's a
TV show.
Yeah, maybe it is because in America, for example, they do takeaways, or they call it takeout.
Takeout's normalised.
But it's normalised, but also I feel like they would just eat out. They
Oh,
won't get it
cheap.
delivered. They'll just go and eat out. Whereas in the UK, you're more likely to have a takeaway than to eat out, I feel like.
Yeah, you're more likely to have a takeaway in your house and eat it inside. In the US, you're more likely to go out because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
If you can hear Oscar, he needs to have his moment. You can't quite see him.
And that's it. That's all that was on the Metro article.
That's it. I'm trying to think what other reasons the UK is so much more appealing to live in than Australia, but I can't really think.
I don't like that their seasons are the wrong way round.
That's such a good point.
So Christmas is in summer.
Actually, if you think about it, if you think about where the first Christmas was, it was actually hot. So Christmas is actually the right way around in Australia. It's the cold weather that's the wrong way around.
Summer.
That is the
baffling.
best point.
That should have been in the article.
That should have been the top number one.
Yeah.
No.
Imagine having a hot Christmas.
No, I couldn't do it. And they're not the only country I know. I think South Africa are the same. Like Christmas is in summer. I like it. Just is crazy to me.
When we have winter, do they call their summer? Like
No.
June, July, August, they don't go, we're in summer. They just say, we're in winter.
Winter.
That's weird because we can't get our heads around that.
Yeah.
In the same way that, you know, in America, they do the date, month,
Oh,
day,
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
We can't get our heads around that either.
Yeah, that's really confusing, and I want to know why
I agree with that. That's the one thing I've agreed with this whole video.
America does that, because it's just confusing for no reason.
It's the wrong order. It should be the day, then the month, and the year.
Because you start specific and you get more general. You don't go bit general, specific, really general.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. Baffling.
Thank
you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe, especially if you're Australian and you're watching this. Subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel. We've got a few other videos. We've got Australian accent videos. We've got a few other, I think, Australian phrases.
Yeah.
So go check those out. We might have a playlist of all these Australian videos. If we don't, we'll make one.
We will, we promise.
And hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Well, a few things there confused even me. Like football, just randomly football. I don't know what that is referring to. Like I said, we've got heaps of codes of sport in Australia that we actually play. Be considered as cheats is that's pretty rough. We get caught one time, and you know, obviously the people that got caught are obviously instantly banned. But cash withdrawals, I don't understand that one. Like I said, that's such an outdated thing. I don't even think anybody even, if rarely, uses ATMs. But I mean, that's something that they've put on, you know. You get charged if you use a credit card, you get charged if you take money out of the bank. It's just something that happens. But that last one, takeaways, that, I gotta admit, that pissed me off. I don't understand that one, like, we're so backwatered we don't have takeaways. I mean, who the hell doesn't have takeaways? It's like, it's such a weird thing. It's like, of course we got takeaways. What are you talking about? That's so weird, so random, and so without any explanation. It's just like, okay, I don't understand that. Obviously, they have no idea. I mean, he's sitting with a computer. Just Google it. But yeah, that was weird. Some of those reasons to live in the UK than Australia were pretty weird. And then obviously the summer in at the end of the year instead of winter. So I mean, that's just the way it is. We live on a ball. That's just the way it is. But as I said, the first Christmas was actually in a hot place. So you're the ones that are actually backwards. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So, but let me know. Let me know what you thought of that one, guys. That was interesting, frustrating, and kind of weird at the same time. So let me know what you guys thought of that. Thank you very much for joining me today. Make sure you stay safe, and I'll definitely see you in the next reaction video. Oh, you're still here? You want more content? Why don't you check out my Patreon down here? You'll get plenty more content and some exclusive videos over there too. If not, why not check out this one over here?